Today's video is something I'm very excited for because this is something that I've been meaning to do for a while, ever since the movie came out, and you can already probably tell by the title of this video, I am going to be reading Project Hail Mary. Yes, I got the movie tie-in edition because between the regular version that is kind of boring and between the version that has Ryan Gosling on it, you best believe I got the one with Ryan Gosling on it because he is just one of my favorite people currently to watch in pop media, because I think he's so fascinating and so charming and so funny and so intelligent and well-spoken. And I thought, what better video to make than reading this one. I had a stint with science fiction very briefly when I first started reading. Most of it was like dystopian science fiction, and I have never read like a space science fiction one that's like actually based in space versus like a dystopian one that's set in space, like the 100 or whatever. And I decided that today was going to be the day that I changed that. I watched the movie when it came out, the first week that it came out, and I absolutely adored it, much like everybody else and their mother. I thought it was done so incredibly well, and I thought I might as well read the source material, because if the author was in the room that it happened and he approves of the movie, then I thought I might as well give it a go. I feel like I should be able to understand the science a little bit more because I obviously watched the movie, and so that makes me feel a little bit better about the intimidation I feel towards this genre, and hopefully I don't have as hard of a time with it as I think I will. I'm very excited. This is kind of a hefty book, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go by very quickly. This is 476 pages, so I think it's probably going to take me a couple of days, if not a few days. I have a lot of things to do today, so I don't foresee myself reading a lot of it at all. Without further ado, let's get started with this video. Hi, welcome back. It is a brand new day. Yesterday I only got like 20 pages into the book because I was very busy. I went out with my siblings last night to go get some hot pot, which was delicious, and then I went home and it was late and it was time for me to go to sleep, so I didn't end up reading. But this morning I read like 30 more pages. I'm on page 50 and I am really enjoying it despite all the science talk. I think, like I mentioned, it's a lot easier for me to understand it knowing that I had seen the movie and understand a little bit more. I think they picked the exact right person to play Dr. Grace, because all I can imagine is Ryan Gosling, and I know it's probably because I saw the movie and so it's probably ingrained in my brain, but just Grace as a character is very sarcastic and very funny and very, like, he gives off Ryan Gosling vibes, and so I think they did such a great job casting him. I think it's a perfect match from both the book and the movie, and I am really enjoying it. I'm really loving my time with it, and I'm going to try to continue to read a little bit more today because I really want to get a little bit further into the book. Currently they're just like doing the testing, like when they grab the sample from Venus or whatever and they brought it back, and he's just doing the testing. So I'm really enjoying it. just looking forward to getting into a little bit more of the action. Page 120, if I'm not wrong, and Ryland is like getting his memories back. He knows why he's in the spaceship, and he just ran out of like gravity, I guess, and he just discovered Rocky's ship, which I'm so excited for because Rocky is the star of the movie, and I just know he's going to be the star of the book. I wonder if it's gonna be as funny in the book as it was in the movie, because the movie made me laugh so much, and the book is already making me laugh a lot. Like I said, Ryland is a very sarcastic and funny character, and so I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get across Rocky in the same manner. But also my brain is turning into mush from all the science that's happening. Like there's so much math. I wish I had his brain because he's such a genius. He can do like quick math like that. I wish I had the brain capacity to do that. I can't even do like basic math without stressing. He's so impressive.
Pick me. Choose me. Love me.
7:45. I read a little bit more of Project Hail Mary. I'm actually on chapter 9 on page 155. I honestly am so proud, even though I didn't get through as much of it today. Is this glare gonna bother you guys? Like I physically cannot see if I'm in the frame or not if I don't have these on, so you're just gonna have to thug it out with me. This is our busy time at work, so I didn't expect to be reading like a lot. I had a moment of frustration this morning because the week before this one, I filmed the off-campus series video where I read 2 books in the span of 4 days, so it took me 2 days each book, and it was so quick to read that I honestly thought I was on a roll, and I thought I was going to be able to finish this one in the same amount of time, which is kind of crazy because Off Campus is like a romance. It's a contemporary romance, very quick to read, very easy, and this one is a lot more scientific and a lot more science heavy, math heavy. Like there's a lot that you don't understand about what's happening, and it's a lot more detailed than the movie. I feel like the movie left a couple parts out, which is honestly understandable because you want the movie to be precise, quick in the points that are important, and if you were to make this 500-page book into a movie, then I'm sure with like all of the details involved, then the movie would be like insanely long. I think I've heard somewhere that the actual cut of this movie is 3 hours long, which is crazy, and I would watch every second of it because I love Ryan Gosling, as I mentioned 1,000,001 times at this point. If you were to get each detail of this book into the movie, then we would have a very, very long movie on our hands. I understand why some things were omitted. That's just the way of the world is when things get adapted. It is a lot harder to get into this one because of how detailed it is. So I'm very, very proud that I'm only 150 pages in. We're just about to meet Rocky. He's doing the little back and forth with the little sculptures, the figures that, not sculptures, they're figures, with the figures that Rocky sends, and then he sends him back some. And so we're about to meet Rocky, and like I said earlier, I don't know how they're going to be able to get Rocky, like the essence of Rocky, I guess, in this book. I'm going to try to read a little bit more right now, so I can get a little bit further in, because I know tomorrow I'll be just as busy at work as I was today, and also a lot of my time during my commute gets taken up when I could be reading. So I'm thinking maybe I'll like start the audiobook, because my Spotify hours just recently got renewed. I'm really glad tomorrow's Friday. I was supposed to go to like the library today after work and read, but the like commute is just so bad recently, like, no matter what time I leave, it's always constantly busy and, like, constantly crazy. And so by the time I get on the highway and get to the exit that I'm supposed to get off at, I'm, like, not thinking about going anywhere but going home. And plus, I was out yesterday and, like, the day before, so I feel like I just need a minute to just sit and not do anything. I want to rewatch the movie so bad, but it's currently not being, like, shown anywhere, and the streaming hasn't, like, dropped anywhere. I wonder when it's gonna get dropped, because hasn't it been a month? Will not be available on streaming anytime soon? No! Due to an extended successful theatrical run, Amazon MGM Studios extended the exclusive theater window beyond the typical 45 days in late 2026? No! Oh, that's so far! Let's see if it's still showing somewhere near me. Wait, it is! It is! They're still showing times. Hold on. If I wanted to go watch it Monday or Friday, next Friday, I can't go until next Friday. Oh my god, it's still showing. I could still go watch it. I might do that, actually. What if I go Monday at 1? After finishing the book? That would be so fun. How to tempt a girl in a movie theater? Look at these questions. Oh my god. What is happening here? This is so funny. So when Rocky's talking, it just shows little music notes. That's so cute. Oh, I love him so much. I actually have had quite a very successful couple of, I don't remember when I last spoke to you, 7 something, 8 o'clock, couldn't tell you, but I've had a successful 45 minutes since I talked to you, I'm gonna say, because I don't know how long it's been. I have officially set up my bag for tomorrow, and I've officially done all the info that I needed to do for my video, so it's ready for publishing. And I also got my clothes ready for tomorrow, so I'm all set up with that, thankfully. I sat down and read for a little bit more. I read 2 chapters, I think I was on chapter 9. I read 10, 11, and now I'm on chapter 12, page 198, so almost 200. Very proud. That means I read like 150 pages today, which is great. I feel like this has to be like 30% of the book. I don't know. I haven't updated my Goodreads or anything yet. I also recently started using Fable, I think it's called, and Storygraph. So I usually have to update like 3 different apps, 3 different websites all at once when I'm reading something, and it's really irritating, but I also really love data, so like it works out perfect for me. I am going to go brush my teeth and get ready for bed, and I will see you tomorrow when I pick this back up again. on Saturday. I am planning on finishing Project Hail Mary today. Yesterday I read to page 342, so I'm on chapter 21. This is how much I've read, this is how much I have left, so I feel like it should be really easy for me to be able to finish it, because this book is like 478. The place that I stopped at last night was when Rocky saves Grace from, like, you know, when in the movie he hits his face and then he passes out, and then Rocky has to come out of his like little cube thing and then saves him, and then, you know, he turns into smoke and whatever. So much happens in this book, and I feel like they did such a great job, and I've said this before, I feel like they did such a great job at capturing everything that happens in this book and putting it in the movie. I feel like they didn't really miss out on much that's happening. Just like in the flashbacks, there's a few things that weren't included in the movie. We still haven't gotten to the scene where Strat basically like traps him into doing the mission. Strat is a completely different character, I feel like, in the book versus than she was like in the movie. Like, they got her essence to a certain extent, but in the book she's so like on a power trip basically. She's like, she answers to no one, she talks to no one, she doesn't entertain any nonsense, and at some points she even comes across as like being a straight up bitch. But it's like, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time she's like on a god complex times a million, and so it's like, it's very hard to like her, where I feel like in the movie she had some redeeming scenes, like when she's singing Sign of the Times, because what other song are you going to be singing if the world is potentially ending and you're sending the person you like off into a mission? In the book, she's just like straight up, she's kind of mean, she gets the job done, she doesn't answer to no one, to the point where she like gets summoned into court, and she thinks that after the mission is done, then she's gonna be in jail for the rest of her life answering to like governments, plural, because she commits so many crimes, and she gets away with it because she's saving the world. So we love a woman that's saving the world. Love Rocky still. He's just as precious as he is in the movie, I feel like. And I say again, I said it before and I'll say it one more time, they picked the exact right person to play Grace, because Ryan Gosling, like, he gets the essence of Grace, I feel like. He, even if I had read the book without watching the movie, without even knowing anything about the movie, I would feel like I would imagine him. Because he's him, because he's Ken. So I think I might go sit outside for a little bit, because the weather is really, really nice. So I don't see why I wouldn't before it starts raining or something. So maybe I'll do that right now and then start reading. And I will see you when I see you. Breakfast time. It looks not as good as it tastes. Just hooting and hollering. Like, why? What are you doing? Is she gonna throw up? Oh, now we want to be quiet. She read him to filth. Bruh, Strat is crazy. Anyway. You guys, he wore special clothes. It's 11:49 and I've been reading. I've honestly been doing nothing but reading since I updated you. I'm on page 409 on chapter 25. That is what that says, right? Yeah, on chapter 25. And we've officially gotten the scene where he gets like cornered into doing the mission, and the way that Strat reads him to filth, she's like, Like, I've never, it was bad in the movie, but it's even worse in like in the book. She like does not hold back with him. And then we also did get the explosion, obviously, because that's what leads to him being recruited to do this ship. What they don't tell you in the movie, at least is what I don't remember them saying anything about it, is that when he gets picked to do the mission, it's not only because he knows everything and he's been training for it with the people that have been training for it and he knows the mission, but also because he has like this specific gene that only like very few people have. And so he was always like a backup option. And also because, you know, he knows the mission, so she didn't want to go for anyone else because that would require retraining and whatever. So yeah, yeah, that's where I am right now. I'm having a good time. I'm on chapter 25, 409 out of 479, 476. So like 60, 70 pages left. We are going to be finishing this today. Oh my god, it's happening. It's happening. I forgot about this happening. I love him. We're officially on the last chapter. We're gonna finish this book. I'm so sad. Listen, Rocky continues to be a star. I finished. I'm gonna need a minute. I officially finished with Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, and I'm giving this one a good old 5 stars. It deserves nothing less. Honestly, I was so scared picking this up in the beginning because honestly, I felt like it was beyond my understanding because I've never read a scientific fiction novel set in space from like the beginning to the end, and I just always get, I guess, I don't know, I get freaked out when it's something about like math and science and physics and stuff that I probably feel like I won't understand, but I'm so glad I gave this one a chance. I'm so glad I gave the movie a chance because it really wasn't on my radar until I watched the trailer like randomly one day with my family, and then we all decided to go watch it. So I'm very excited that I stepped out of my comfort zone. I think this has shown me how good it can be to step out of the norm and try something new every once in a while. I think I'm really good with reading different genres, but for some reason the scientific fiction, like I said, I usually only gravitate towards stuff that's dystopian and not only scientific fiction. So usually there's not, like, it's not rooted in reality. And I feel like this one was a lot more rooted in reality because obviously space and the sun and like calculations. Yes, it's not 100% real, but I feel like I've heard somewhere or another that the science is actually pretty legit in this book from what I understand. And if it's not, that I don't want to know. I'm really glad that Ryan Gosling was cast as Grace. Rocky was the star of the book as usual, and I feel like I just really enjoyed myself reading this book, and I definitely recommend it even if you feel like you're not smart enough to understand it because it's really easy to understand. I already have The Martian on my TBR, and I think there's also a movie for that as well with Matt Damon, if I'm not wrong. So I'll definitely be picking it up, and I hope you watched this video all the way to the end. If you did, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. You make me shy. What? Stop it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very, very wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope something good happens to you today and this week and this weekend. See you when I see you next. Bye.